A speak dysfluency is any of various breaks, irregularities, or sound process that we make when we are speaking, which are commonly known as fillers. These include words and sentences that are not finished, repeated phrases or syllables, instances of speakers correcting their own mistakes as they speak, and words such as mm, um, and, hmm, like, and well. Fillers are parts of speech which are not generally recognized as meaningful, and they include speech problems, such as stuttering, repeating the first consonant of some words. Fillers are normally avoided on television and films, but they occur quite regularly in everyday conversations, sometimes making up more than 20% of words in speech. But they can also be used as a pause for thought. Research in linguistics has shown that fillers change across culture and that even different English-speaking nations use different fillers. For example, Americans use pauses such as or whereas British say or Spanish speakers say and in Latin America, where they also speak Spanish but not Spain, is used, normally meaning this. Recent linguistic research has suggested that the use of and in English is connected to the speaker's mental and emotional state. For example, while pausing to say or the brain may be planning the use of future words. According to the University of Pennsylvania linguist Mark Lieberman, generally comes before a longer or more important pause than at least that's what he used to think. Lieberman has discovered that as Americans get older, they use more than and that men use more than women no matter their age. But the opposite is true of the young say more often than the old, and women say more often than men every age. These were unexpected results because scientists used to think that fillers had to do more with the amount of time speaker pauses for, rather than with who the speaker is. Lieberman mentioned his finding to fellow linguists in the Netherlands, and this encouraged the group to look for a pattern outside American English. They studied British and Scottish English, German, Danish, Dutch, and Norwegian, and found that women and younger people said more than in those languages as well. Their conclusion is that it is simply a case of language change in progress, and that women and younger people are leading the change. And there is no strength about this. Women and young people normally are typical pioneers of language change. What is strange, however, is that is replacing across at least 2 consonant and 5 Germanic languages. Now, this really is a mystery. The University of Edinburgh sociolinguist Joseph Fieldworth may have an answer. In his view, and are pretty much equivalent. The fact that young people and women prefer it is not so significant. This often happens in language when there are 2 options. People start using the one more often until the other is no longer an option, and it's just one of those things. As to how such a trend might have gone from one language to another, there is a simple explanation. According to Fieldworth, English is probably influencing the other languages. We all know that in many countries, languages are constantly borrowing words and expressions of English into their own language. So why not borrowing fillers too? Of course, we don't know for a fact whether that's actually what's happening with them, but it's a likely story. Now, let's recap some vocabularies today. Speak dysfluency, fillers, stuttering, pause for thought, linguistic research, mental and emotional state, unexpected results, language change in progress, pioneers of language change, borrow words or expressions,